We have to go back to 1940, when Simo Häyhä was at the height of his deadly effectiveness. The man, who became known as the White Death, killed 705 people in just a few months during the Winter War in Finland. But how did Simo Häyhä become one of the most infamous snipers in history? It all began in 1905 when Simo Häyhä was born. He grew up near the Russian border, an area that would later become his battlefield. As a teenager, Simo was much like anyone else, but he possessed some rare talents. He was exceptionally skilled on skis, which proved invaluable during the Winter War. He was also an experienced and gifted hunter, regarded as one of Finland's very best. When Soviet troops advanced toward the Finnish border in 1939, Simo was called up for a special role. He was assigned to eliminate a skilled Soviet sniper, and surprisingly, he succeeded on his very first day. This convinced the Finnish leadership that Simo was a man they could rely on at the front lines. Joseph Stalin, then leader of the Soviet Union, believed Finland would be an easy target. He expected the entire country to fall within a few days, but that's not how it turned out. The Soviet army, known as the Red Army, had never before faced such fierce and determined resistance. To Stalin's surprise, Finland did not crumble as expected, largely thanks to soldiers like Simo Häyhä. As mentioned earlier, Simo grew up near the Russian border and knew the terrain like the back of his hand. In his autobiography, he wrote that his rifle was his best friend. He knew it inside and out. Although offered newer models, he always politely declined. Over time, Simo became feared by the enemy, who gave him the nickname the White Death. He often arrived at battle zones hours in advance so he could be covered by snow and blend into the landscape. One particularly clever tactic he used was placing snow in his mouth and rifle barrel to prevent steam from his breath or gun from revealing his position. He is perhaps best known for his bright white coat, which helped him completely disappear into the snow. But what truly set Simo apart was his choice to avoid using a scope. He had previously shot enemy snipers by spotting the glint of sunlight reflecting off their scopes and didn't want to expose himself the same way. Instead, he used simple iron sights, a metal post and notch system that requires exceptional precision. Eventually, the Red Army became so enraged and terrified by this mysterious sniper that they launched a massive operation. Hundreds of Soviet soldiers were sent into the forest to blindly fire in hopes of hitting him. Simo was eventually shot in the face and fell into a coma for nearly a year. His injuries were severe. He lost many teeth, and large parts of his facial bones were shattered. Photos of him after the war clearly show the disfigurement. After the war, he lived a quiet life with his family on a farm, until he passed away in 2002 at the age of 97. Simo was never interested in bragging about what he had done. In an interview, he humbly said, "I only did what I was told to do." The Soviet Union thought they could conquer all of Finland, but ended up with only 11% of the country. 26,000 Finns lost their lives in the Winter War. Tragic, but nothing compared to the Soviet losses of over 400,000 soldiers. A heroic stand by the Finnish people and by Simo Häyhä.